So once you found out the news, like what was your sort of mental process that you went through to actually start de-stressing your life? Like how did you actually go from realization to then making the changes?
My first thought was, what if I only have 10 summers left? Well, that's automatically appearing in your brain, saying, oh shit, life is limited now. And which is hopefully not the case.
Yeah.
But then I dropped into all this longevity research and read Peter Tyer's book and went deep. And I started off like Brian Johnson. I did everything, right? I measured everything and went really down the rabbit hole to then figure out after a while that it's just another layer of stress, right? Sorting all these supplements, eating all this stuff. And basically, I tried to structure my life in a new way and make it much more easy. So for myself, I was thinking there's 3 pillars which are important to a fulfilled and happy and healthy life. Number 1 is health. You might not think of health as long as you don't have an issue. Number 2 is relationships. Invest in memories, do great stuff with people. And number 3 is personal development, which is my business. But sometimes in life, you might see these 3 pillars as light switches, and you can dim them down or you can dim them up. And I dimmed up my personal development switch massively and sacrificed on health and relationships. And that was my first attempt then to self-reflect on my life and get these 2 other pillars back. And nowadays, well, my situation might be not very fair because I can afford, but I'm off in the mornings. I have no appointments before 12, so I invest in health in the mornings. I do cycling, gym, sauna, stuff like this. Then I have like 4 productive hours I'm working, and I would argue these 4 productive hours are much more valuable and efficient than before in my life, my 10 hours of work. Because I wasn't a good leader, I didn't make great decisions, I had no great ideas because I was really in super stress. And then in the evening, I nurture my relationships, meet friends and hang out with them and do sports, whatever. That's my new life.
So
I love it.
For our listeners listening to this, thinking, oh my God, this is me, this is my life, I'm doing too much, the plates are spinning and one of them's going to fall and I'm going to have a health disaster. What advice do you give to them to, I guess, recognize the reality first, and what should they do?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Jay. We discussed that yesterday in our masterclass. You know, I see many injectors, med spa owners trying to do too much. They have their med spa barely running, then they start a podcast, then they want to be a trainer for one of the companies, then they sometimes even want to offer trainings and start their training institute. They have 2 kids and a dog, and it doesn't add up. It's not working, and it puts a lot of pressure on you because then your med spa is not really working properly. And you see, it's not just running itself, and you have issues with your people and all the things we know.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend to, we're so much influenced by social media, and we see these so-called superstars and think, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to do that, and try to. What I did, I had this self-reflection meeting, or still have it every Friday, where I reflect on my life, and I would recommend to do something like this. It could be journaling or whatever, and then limit it down, learn to say no, and learn to not take every opportunity you might get and see, and focus on one thing. Also for success, you're more likely to be successful if you focus on one thing and make it exceptionally good, whatever it is, right? You can be a trainer, but then focus on only being a trainer. Or run a med spa, but then it needs your full attention to really make it successful. That's what I would recommend.